If you're looking to make solar simple, give Ron Domenico with AD Energy a call. All-day energy made simple. Solar solutions with zero down, options to lease or finance, and roofs and trees are no issue. Call Ron Domenico at 609-226-2802 and tell him you saw him on the Sports Box.
Well, hello again, and welcome to the show that you just say to yourself, my God, those guys are good looking. This is the Sports Box, where the only opinion that matters, it's right here. I am Mike Aletta, a.k.a. Hamilton Mike, along with my partner, Brian, the Radio Tard. Brian, how are you today?
You know what? Just living that keyboard warrior life, but I think that you're running out of things to throw.
No, I never had anything. I'll start throwing chairs.
That's not your best, though. I just want you to know that.
No.
I expect more from you, and so do the viewers. Right. So figure that out.
I'll start buying some stuff. I'll start throwing across the room. It's better.
See, now he's not safe.
FM.
Rule changes.
Let's talk about rule changes. It's a good idea. We're going to talk about the NFL rule changes today. Some rule changes came down, and we figured we'd bring up to you, see if you get your opinion, comment in, see if you like them, you don't like them. We'll give you our opinions on the first change. The league will loosen the restrictions on celebrations. And you know what, Brian? I think this is a lot of pressure from the people getting called the No Fun League and not allowing celebrations to go on. Now, should celebrations go on 10, 20 minutes? No. Obviously. If they're going to be quick ones, like I always tell you about Steve Smith, back in the day, he scored a touchdown, started kayaking, did the fire. Yeah. Stuff like that is cool to me. I like that. Take the reins off a little bit off the NFL.
I don't disagree with the premise, right? But for me, as a football fan, like I like seeing people get fired up when they score points.
Exactly.
Because you want to show that they care, right?
Correct.
The part that I kind of have a freaking problem with is the things that appear to be like choreographed.
That preordained.
Yeah,
exactly.
like I remember this specifically. I want to say it had to be like 10 years ago, and time flies by. Trust me when I tell you. It was the Seahawks were playing somebody, maybe it was the Bengals. I don't know, but the Seahawks had scored a touchdown, and it was like Corin Robinson on one side of the end zone, and I forget who was the other guy, but they were doing this and it was like a choreographed dance, right? And the problem that I have with that is that it looks like you care more about getting your face on camera and doing something stupid in front of the camera than you just help your team score points.
I agree. But you also, it's kind of almost like, which I like though, is the Cincinnati Bengals when they scored, Ocho Cinco used to score, you had the other two wide receivers come over to him and start taking pictures of him posing in the end zone. So stuff like that, yeah, I have a point with, but you know what, I like stuff like that. I think it's fun. If it goes on for a while, then I think the NFL's going to have an issue with it.
I think things that are more spontaneous, things that don't fit, it doesn't look like you spent a half an hour in the locker room saying, okay, all right, Johnny, you stand here, and Jimmy, you stand there when we score. You start doing the wave, it's almost like a dance routine. I mean, I won't stand for that nonsense, but, from this standpoint, I just think that if it's not not predetermined, if it's not a choreographed thing that looks like a music video, I think people are okay with it. Things that just kind of happen spontaneously, I like that. It's just, you show some personality. I'm not against that.
Yep.
But, all right, we'll go back to a very famous one, right? Terrell Owens had the Sharpie in his foot, in his shoe, came out, signed the ball, gave it to his agent.
Yeah.
That happens today. What do you think about that?
No, I don't like stuff like that.
Let me ask you a question. If you were a football coach, right? If you found out that your leading wide receiver was running around the entire game with a marker in his shoe.
That's wrong. That is wrong. I didn't like when the Joe Horn thing back in the day, when Joe Horn put the cell phone underneath the back of the end zone, ran over, picked it up, got it. Terrell Owens, a.k.a. the popcorn, stuff like that, you said,
now
is
the
wrong.
popcorn actually bothers me less, because he just went up to somebody. That's more spontaneous.
Well, then let me tell you, it is about spontaneous. What about Tyrell Owens grabbing the pom-poms off the girl and doing the shakes? That's kind of spontaneous.
That doesn't bother me.
No, that doesn't bother me either. I kind of like the originality of that.
Yes.
But that's more of a preordained thing, like what's he going to do? You know what I'm saying?
As a cowboy, I loved having T.O., but the dude had a marker in his shoe.
That is wrong. To the camera.
I could make a logical case that stopped him from making a catch or two, because he couldn't run as well because there's a marker in your shoe.
The bottom line with the whole thing is, in October, we're going to be talking about on the show about guys getting called for a 6-second celebration where guys with a 5-second celebration aren't getting called.
Yeah.
So there's going to be referees that are going to be partial to this. There's going to be guys that are going to be pricks about this, to be honest with you. So, they let the reins off a little bit, but we will see what happens. Yeah. The next change in the NFL was the NFL approved a change to just one roster cutdown day. Now, I don't think that's a big of a deal, but it will be to the NFL because these guys take time to cut certain guys off the team. They only have one day to do that. Yeah. So, is it a big deal to us? No, but to teams it is.
Well, I think it forces your hand as a general manager and a coaching staff. You know, I think that what you may see happen there is because all these guys are going to hit the wire all at the same time, it may open up some other opportunities for players to make teams, not make teams, on other teams. If we had a team that, you know, we cut third string running back and all of a sudden this guy needs to run, like, they're going to find jobs. I mean, it makes people, you know, have some more time, I guess, to kind of make their way, to maybe prove themselves. I understand that part of it. Was it broken? I don't know. Does it need to be fixed? Probably not, but it's fine. I mean, that doesn't really bother me as much, although it does, I think what's going to happen is it's going to make the media coverage and the interest in cut down day as like a day more something than maybe it's been, as opposed to like kind of spreading it out.
Correct. The next one is the league loosened the standard for GM interviews. Again, is it a big deal? Well, what it basically means is the owners voted to relax the standards for GM manager interviews. Teams will not be forced to include the final say over the 53-man roster as part of the job description. Not that big a deal, but you know, NFL's got thrown in there. But the one we kind of went back and forth a little bit on is the shortened regular season overtime from 15 to 10 minutes. It's all based on player safety. It's all based on going over the network TV time. Games running late, they went into overtime. My thing is, why don't you just make it a tie if you're going to do that? I mean, at this point, what's the big deal of a tie? How many games go into overtime during the regular season? 5 or 6? So to me, it's not that big of a deal of overtime, but it'll make coaches force them to go for 2, maybe kick a field goal sooner, try different things to win the game.
I think more, I don't know the stat, I think more games go to OT than you probably think that they do, because games always end, and you're not watching all the games.
Right.
For me, though, invariably, you're going to have more ties.
Yeah.
And I don't think that is in the best interest of the league, frankly, because as a hockey fan, you know, again, hockey went from having ties to having, you know, 4-on-4 overtime followed by a shootout. Now there's 3-on-3.
Right.
Like, hockey's doing everything possible to avoid ever having a tie.
I
They
agree
pretty much
with
ruled it out. The NFL seems to be going in the opposite direction.
Right.
They're making it easier for games to end in ties. Famously, Donovan McNabb didn't know there was a second overtime.
Right.
In that Bengals game.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, to me, I just don't really understand why we're doing this. Player safety, come on, guys. I mean, you want to have player safety? Cut your preseason. You want to have an ending to a game. I mean, like, you are tasked with putting a good product on the field. You fail most of the time. You're making it worse.
Or then to just cut the overtimes and have almost like the college rule where you start a team at the 25-yard line, give them a shot, and then give the other team a shot at 25, and then go from there. That would probably eliminate, because you kick a field goal, and if you kick a field goals, then you have to score the second time around. Make it something like that. I don't like the rule that they're just changing in 5 minutes because of network TV. It all comes down to money, is what it comes down to. They want to say player safety. Okay, team plays in overtime on Sunday, they got to play Thursday. Well, why'd you put them on Thursday anyway? I don't like the overtime rule.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't like it.
I agree.
So. Well, that's all the time we have for the NFL rule changes. We appreciate you watching. And remember, comment in. We'd love to hear from you because you can always get us on social media as well.
You know that we're everywhere because, listen, us here, we run social media, right?
Like flies on shit.
Absolutely. So, you want to find us, you know where. We're at Sportsbox Show on Twitter, at Sportsbox Show on Facebook, and, of course, welcome to this wonderful YouTube channel that we put together. If you haven't yet joined the ever-growing list of subscribers, go ahead right now. You're going to see that Sportsbox logo right at the end of the show here. It's about as big as my big head. Make sure you click it, subscribe to the show, because again, we get a lot of great content for you guys. We want to make sure that we're bringing you everything that you're looking for. You know, we don't want you needing to go around the rest of the internet and find everybody else's nonsense. We want you to hone in on the sports box, enjoy everything we have for you. Keep coming.
I think you'd be able to push that button as big as their finger. That's pretty big.
It's a bit.
It's monstrous.
Yeah, I don't joke. I wear a very large hat.
Wow. Okay.
It's all this brain, you know. It overflows.
Okay, on that note, I walked right into that. Anyway, thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Got good stuff coming. And remember, at the Sports Box, the only opinion that matters is right here. Thanks for watching. See you.
This episode of the Sports Box is brought to you by Mic'd Up Entertainment and DJ Mike Velardi. For all of your event planning needs, make sure you contact Mike at 609-864-5925 and tell him that you saw him on the Sports Box.
1, 2, 3.
Don't forget to subscribe.